the transformation in real time and the impact that it's had on our team and our leaders. And I couldn't think of anybody else, anybody better, I should say, than to share their story on what Chosen has done for him. And what's pretty amazing about Mike is he was already successful in life. I mean, owning restaurants in New York and being a successful businessman. But for like a lot of people, even though success doesn't necessarily mean that you may have the lifestyle that you want, because making money for a lot of people, you lose time, and having a lot of time means you ain't making any money. You're sitting on the couch because you don't have a business or a job. But this gentleman came in and with already being successful, but looking for something more for he and his family. And when he came to Chosen, you could just tell there was raw talent there, but there was also some things that we needed to let go of. There were some things that we needed to start moving forward, and he was open to it and received it. And I know Chosen has impacted him and several people on his team. And this gentleman has created a movement. I mean, he's like a rock star down in South America. When people hear his name, they're like, oh my God, Mike. He's the type of person that doesn't just help his team, but he helps everybody's team. He is a man of mystery. He is the most interesting man in the world. Marketing director and phenomenal trainer, Mr. Mike Marich.
What's up, Dave? How are you?
You just need a Dos Equis. You know what I mean?
I'm bottling my own. I'm bottling my own here. It's the most interesting man in WV. I'll take it.
Well, Mike, if you wouldn't mind sharing a little bit of yourself and a little bit of how Chosen has impacted you, we'd love to hear.
Oh, absolutely, Dave. Thank you for having me on. Thank you for the invitation. And just for those that don't know me, my name is Mike Marich. I've been in World Ventures now going on, this will be year number 9. Super Bowl Sunday will be 9 years that are part of World Ventures. And before that, like you said, Dave, in the restaurant business, on the outside looking in, very successful. Restaurants in New York, restaurants in Miami, done that for 17 and a half years. But on the inside looking out, working 16, 17, 18 hours a day, 6 days a week, sometimes 7 days a week. And we did the same thing for 17 and a half years. As a matter of fact, when I saw this on Super Bowl Sunday, I told the girl that showed it to me, Kelly, she was my waitress, Kelly, I'm planning on it. We've taken 4 vacations in these 17 years. We're going to take more. We're going to have, soon. And she goes, when? I'm like, soon. We're planning on it. She goes, Mike, you haven't lived 17 and a half years. You've lived the exact same year 17 and a half times. And I said, you're right. And those 4 vacations, 2 of them were to see my in-laws. So those don't count. So 2 vacations in 17 and a half years. We saw this and we're like, is this real? Like, can we really go on all these vacations and go to all these places you see here behind me? And yeah, you can see them. We can go to all these places.
People are loving your backdrop. I'm seeing a lot of comments on that.
Best backdrop is your own pictures all over the world, telling people with that little blue sign that you should be here doing what we do. We've been on over 200 plus vacations in the last 9 years. We loved taking vacations. And I love the idea, entrepreneurs, and I love what we were talking about earlier, multiple streams of income. So I saw this and I said, man, if this is real, we can make money. Show me how. As a matter of fact, I didn't ask, show me how. I said, I know how, because I know how to make money. I didn't know how to make money here. I didn't know that I didn't know. So it took a little bit longer than most people because 1, I was stubborn, and 2, I had a huge ego. And I didn't want to let other people tell me how to run a business when I've already run multiple restaurants that sold millions of dollars per year. I know how to do business, but it was that business. I didn't know how to do this business. So we go to the trainings, and the trainings are everything. I can't wait for Momentum. I can't wait to be with everyone. But Momentum, Boot Camp, The View, United, these are all set up. It's almost a basic to intermediate course on network marketing. So you're learning how to invite, how to present, how to enroll, how to educate, and you're doing it over and over again, which is amazing. I'm never going to miss one. But the first time I got to Chosen, man, we stepped foot in Chosen. We're like, we're not in Kansas anymore. What is this? This is not what we've seen before. This is not the training that, and completely different. And it wasn't focused on World Ventures. It wasn't focused on the outside business. It was focused in here and in here. And we hadn't seen that. Well, my wife and I hadn't seen that before anywhere. And our first chosen was actually at your old place out in California, where you guys moved all the furniture around and you created a little arena, a little auditorium in this loft space, which was amazing. And we started the event, and we're going, and you had it catered, and you had the taco man come out, and people having lunch and eating, and we're training, and we're looking at the clock. We're like, it's like 6 o'clock, man. How long is this going for? Like, and we're going, and we're like, dude, it's like 9 p.m. How long is this going? And we're going, and then at one point we look down, it's 2 a.m, and we're like, we didn't see the time fly. It was so intense, and so many different things were happening all at the same time. And I know we're rambling, but if you live in the Carolinas, you could feel all 4 seasons in one day. You could have like the summer in the morning, spring in the afternoon, fall at night, and at midnight, it's winter. We felt all the emotions literally packed into a short weekend. It was 3 days. It's not that short, but it felt short because when we left, we're like, I want more. Give me more. Because it was the first time that someone challenged us to think with this and this together, and how this and this could come out and help other people. So yeah, we built the business. We were doing well with the business relatively, but something was holding us back. Something was holding me back. And I needed to find out what that was. And the first chosen completely impacted our lives. We saw couples that had been married for 20, 25 years that were a couple in name only because they were going through so many things. There was a lack of communication, a lack of respect. And I still remember the 6 human needs. And I want to get into the trainings that you did, but it based most of our lives today on what people need. You know, I still remember people need uncertainty. That was the first thing. They need uncertainty. And then you're like, you know what's number 2? And we're like, what? He goes, certainty. And I'm like, wait a second. You just said they need uncertainty, but they need certainty. And there's love and connection, and there's service. And when we saw and it didn't make sense. And as we're going, the pieces of the puzzle started to fit. We're like, the first day you ever got high definition TV, it was like, oh my God, the world changed. And when you go back and you see TV and the old way it used to be, that makes no sense. That was the way we saw it. It was as if I had glasses my whole life and I just got LASIK surgery. And that day the world opened up and everything looked different. And you have to be around the training. You have to be around the campfire. You have to put this into practice. So the first chosen was extremely impactful, but my bad, I didn't apply as much as I should have. And my business team, the team started to grow, but I wasn't growing because I took stuff backwards. I literally took a step back, not because of the training, because of me. And that's where I said earlier, the ego came in. Something that you've done in the past with these trainings, which is fantastic. People hit a certain rank and you give them the floor, you give them the space. This is almost the first time that directors and marketing directors, at the time it was marketing directors, this is the first time that some of the marketing directors got to speak in front of a group. So you're actually training people how to become future trainers. At the time, I had already hit marketing director. At the time, I had already become a trainer with the company, but I was on my way backwards. So there was a chosen, and the second chosen that impacted me tremendously was in Dallas, Texas, where we went to Wayne's house and we spent the weekend with so many special guests and all these surprises that we didn't expect. And I knew for a fact that you were going to have the marketing directors speak and do something. And the ego was preparing a training to train someone on something about something. The problem was my numbers were going backwards. I had already lost my level up marketing director, not because of World Ventures, because of me. I had fallen back because I wasn't doing the daily disciplines. I wasn't fully committed to doing the day-to-day things that I had to do. And the numbers were going backwards. The cool thing about World Ventures is your team below you can't see your numbers. So they could see from them on down, you could see what you're doing. And, you know, people on the cross line, they don't know. But when you have a mentor, when you have a leader, when you have people that care about you, and when people can give you some tough love, and you may not love it at the moment, but you can grow from it. There was a moment in Dallas where Dave called all the marketing directors together, and you're going to talk about this tomorrow, for 30 minutes. You're going to do this for 30 minutes. You're going to do for 30 minutes. And I pulled Dave aside. I'm like, Dave, you didn't call my name. And he goes, yeah, this is for active marketing directors. And as of right now, you're not an active marketing director. Your numbers have dropped. Yeah, but Dave, I have a whole bunch of people here on my team and they don't know that I dropped. He goes, okay, you have to talk to them about that. But right now, I could let you host, I could let you intro the other speakers, but you're not going to be training because you haven't earned it. You've lost it. So I can't promote someone that's not working the business right now. It was probably one of the hardest lessons I've ever had anyone had the guts to tell me, because inside I was mad. And my first instinct was I was mad at Dave and Yvette. I was mad at them because they called me out. It took a little while. I sat there and I soaked it in and I let that anger. I was like, why am I really angry? Why am I really mad? I'm mad because they're protecting the integrity of the team. They're protecting the integrity of the event. They're protecting the integrity of World Ventures. Protect the house against everything. Sometimes we always say this, Mark says this, our biggest dream stealer is our own family. Had Dave and Yvette let me speak that weekend, they would have just been egging me on. Yeah, you're good. You hit it once, all your accolades from way back when, we'll keep them. Once a president, always a president. No, that's not how it works. You have to earn it here. And it forced me to actually talk to my team and say, hey, I'm no longer a marketing director. As a matter of fact, I'm no longer a director. As a matter of fact, I'm really close to losing senior rep. It forced me to get off my ass and say, listen, if I could do this once, I could do this again. And then you take those notes. I still carry my journal with every single note from Chosen from every year that we attended. It's in my bag. I carry it with me all the time. Every event, I have it with me so I could go back. And they're messages. One year we watched videos from Tony Robbins, a TV show that he put out for one season. And we were watching these videos and we started like, why are we watching Tony Robbins? And by the end, we're like, oh my God, I need to download this whole season. And if that one episode did that, I want to see everything. And these things that came out of left field, different training techniques that we weren't used to before. I credit the first event for opening my eyes to what I can do with myself. And if I can do it, I can inspire others to do the same. And the second one, when I was called out and I was told, hey, earn it. Next year, you can come back, hit MD, and you know what? We'll put you back on. It lit a fire under my ass. And that short side that was at 33, that was 4 away from losing everything. I had a large side that was close to 5,000. I had a short side that had 33. That 33, a few months later, we started working with a few people in South Florida, and 33 became 60, and 60 became 120, and 120 became 1,000, and 1,000 became 4,000, and all of a sudden we put in 35,000 people on that short side where we had 33 people the day that I went to Chosen in Dallas, Texas. The event is what you make of it. The event by itself is absolutely phenomenal. It's your mindset and how you accept the event and how things come to you at the event and how you take that and do with it what you will. And I am forever grateful for the event. I'm forever grateful that Dave and Yvette take time out of their lives, take time out of what they do. And I recognize most of the names here. You know how much Dave and Yvette, how busy they are with everything else going on in life. For them to separate this much time, it's not a 3-day event. They prepare for this months and months and months ahead of time. And everything that goes into putting one of these together, nothing short of miraculous how they do that. You will get into it what you put into it. If you're going to be present, not physically, be present, because if you are present, you will receive the present. The present I received was a whole new life, vision in high definition, and a life we can only dream of. And today, you joke around with the intro, and I go to places and people will go to the airport and pick us up and they could speak to me I'm like, we're just regular people. Like Dave says, we put our underwear on the same way like everyone else does. But people are looking at us and, man, I love your story. I want to do what you did. I wouldn't have a story if it weren't for people that came before us and laid the foundation. And Dave and Yvette have laid the foundation. every single person that I know that has been to that event has been impacted. Whether they took that message and ran with it, or whether they're still looking for that one key, it's in there. It's in here and it's in here. But when you go to an event like Chosen, you'll find how to get to that lock and unlock whatever's inside you. Take that information and run with it. If you haven't decided whether you're going to go or not, man, no brainer. Every event's different. What's the most important event? The next one. Absolutely. We're all going to go to Momentum. I'm actually going to 2 Momentums. I'm going to one in Arizona and I'm going to one in Brazil. But this event, like unlike any other, is different, completely different. And without giving away the training, if you can make it there, it will be absolutely life-changing. Dave, I just want to share a little bit of that story because it's impacted me over and over and over again. And every time I look back, I keep remembering that conversation. So thank you, Yvette, for what you did. And tough love isn't dead. Tough love sometimes is necessary. So I appreciate you.
No, thank you, Mike. I learned some things that I didn't necessarily know. And just so you guys know, you may know Mike Marich and see, super successful business. And he's also one of the most requested trainers as well, just because he's so informative, he's so entertaining, so funny, and knows how to deliver messages. So he's a great trainer. And when I'm listening to you, what you're saying, Mike, you have an incredible combination of extremely talented, extremely driven, and extremely humble. And a leadership lesson in the past, before Yvette and I learned some of these things, we would have put you up on stage. But learning from the mistakes that we made in the past with people that we did that with, we did them a disservice because we wanted to be liked versus respected. And when you come from that place in leadership, we did those leaders a disservice by lifting them up, even if they earned it at one time, but then lost it. And it's not about excluding, it's about giving people a vision, giving people some energy and some hunger to go after something. So I honestly didn't even remember we actually did that to you. And a part of me is like, damn, okay, wow. But other people that we did that to, Mike, okay, they took it because when something like that happens in life and business, you got two choices. You can get pissed off and blame those people. Who do they think they are? Why are they doing it? And you could have shut down. You could have left Chosen. You could have left World Ventures and say, fuck that, excuse my language. But you decided there's something, you decided, wait, hang on a second. What's the lesson here? How can I use this experience to fuel me so I can learn what I need to learn and look at what happened because you chose to process that information to make you better. That's why I'm saying hungry, talented, and humble. Like that combination. So no wonder why you've been so successful in World Ventures and over 30,000 coming out of Brazil. I mean, I can't imagine what would have happened if you would have packed up your bags and your tissues and left that Chosen. None of those people would have ever found out about what it is that we're doing. So I throw it back on you. And what's cool about that event, Mike, is all we do is we create an environment that you can hide if you want, but we turn the lights on. And sometimes when we turn the lights on in your bedroom, you're going to see how messy it is. And all of us have a mess, but you got a choice, because once you turn the light on and you see how messy it is, unfortunately, even if you try to turn the light off, you've already seen it. So now you got a problem. And the problem is, unless you clean your bedroom, you consciously know you're going to be living in a mess every single day after that. So don't come to Chosen if you want things to stay the same. Don't come to Chosen if you don't want the lights to turn on to see what you need to do in order to get to the next level, because you can play it safe. But this type of environment like Chosen, we literally, we put you in the pressure cooker. We put you into perturbation. It's controlled chaos. And at the end of that chaos can be magic, or you can keep it into chaos.
You said something funny. You get to see your mess. It gets messy when they turn the lights on. But as you've said many times before, you can't have a message unless you have a mess.
Right.
So, and you can't have a testimony unless you're going through the test. And, you know, when someone pisses you off, you can either step up or you can step out. I chose to step up. And again, time will either promote or expose you. I'm using all the cliches you could ever hear, but if you push someone, time will either promote or expose you. And if you did the disservice to me, it may have exposed me as a bigger egomaniac. And, you know, through all the events and all the, and you said 2 out of the 3 H's that Wayne told me one day. He said, man, I see something in you and you have the 3 H's. You're hungry, you hustle, and you stay humble. He goes, stay hungry, always hustle, and always be humble. If you do the 3 H's in this business, in this industry, in our company, you'll have success. And I'm just emulating what I see from you, from Yvette, from Martin, from other leaders that have just shown this time and time again. And Troy Brown says something all the time. He says, some of you may not like me, but you're going to love me. That moment when you and Yvette did that to me, I didn't like you, but I realized he only did that because you love me, because you wouldn't have done that to someone that you didn't care about or someone you didn't think could step up eventually. So I thank you. I appreciate you. I honor you. Thank you again for the invite. I can't wait to see you guys so soon.
Thank you, Mike. We appreciate you as well. And for those of you that want to come to Chosen, you can go to chosengreatness.com, chosengreatness.com. We do have some general admission. You do need to be a senior rep or have been a senior rep in the past. You don't necessarily have to be a qualified senior rep because you hit that rank for this specific training. You can participate, so you can register. We have some seats left. And Mikey, again, thank you very much, Team 7 Power. Mike, please always remember, fat pockets, skinny jeans. Okay, that's your hashtag. Fat pockets, skinny jeans. I'll never forget that. Up on stage in my I can hear you.
Why are you staring at my pockets though? You shouldn't be staring at my pockets when I'm on stage. That disturbs me. But it's okay. We'll talk about that later.
But love you guys. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Team 7 Power. We will see you guys at Momentum. Buenas noches. Good night.